It's a simple one this week, but packed full of flavour. It is my Easter spring lamb with a Moroccan couscous and finished off with some beautiful blanched vegetables. Now first up, we're going to get a pan up to a decent heat. And into that, we're just going to add a dash of oil. Whichever onion you want to use, we're going to use a red onion today, use white or brown, whichever. It really won't make much difference to this at all. And we're just going to finely slice this down into little tiny sections. Really finely slice that. Now, get your onion into your pan, and you're looking for this to really soften up. So you don't want to overcook this. You just want to lightly just let that sweat through until it releases some of its beautiful colours. Now, herbs and spices wise that we're going to be using today, I suppose we're looking at more of a Moroccan sort of feel to this dish. We've got some chili flakes, we've got some ground coriander, we've got some cumin powder, we've got some smoked paprika, and we're also going to finish that off with a little bit of our ground allspice. All of those are around a teaspoon. They can go straight into your onions. Give that a good stir around. Already straight away you've got those beautiful aromatic sort of spicy smells coming out of the pan. We're just going to grab one small red chilli. I'm just going to finely slice that again, and again add that to the pan. We're going to add to that a small splash of boiling hot water, which I'm going to get out my zip tap. Give it a good stir around, back onto the heat, and just let that simmer away. Now, we're going to add a little bit of sweetness to this. I'm going to put just a small amount of honey. So about 1.5 teaspoons there of fresh honey. And that's really started to soften up. So we've got our lamb. I've just gone for some butcher cut cubed lamb. We're going to get some bamboo skewers, and we're just going to thread up our lamb steak. In between each piece of lamb, I'm going to go in with some soaked bay leaves. So every other one, on with your bay leaf, on with a piece of lamb, and just continue that all the way down. And you've got your gorgeous little lamb skewers. We're going to grab our caramelised sauce, and we're just going to literally pour that all over. How good do they look already? You can smell the sort of honey and the sweetness in there, a little bit of tang of the spices, and then the beautiful heat element as well. So that can sit now just to marinate for about 15 to 20 minutes. If you can keep it overnight, even better, but that's going to suck up a load of those flavours anyway. Going to grab ourselves a griddle pan. I'm just going to lay them down. A little bit of our glaze just over the top. Now that can go into a preheated oven at about 190 to 200 Celsius. You cook that for about 15 to 20 minutes till it's a beautiful charred outside and nice pink inside. While that's cooking off in the oven, we're going to get on with our Moroccan couscous. Now, into what you have left over, you're going to go in with 1/2 teaspoon of ground cloves and 1/2 teaspoon of ground coriander. We've got 100 grams of our chickpeas, raisins, cranberries, and apricots. All of those are just dried. And then over here, we've got 200 grams of our normal couscous and 1 beef stock cube. This is where it becomes really easy, and it's all about timing. Our lamb's cooking away. We're going to get this pan back up to heat again. So we're going to add all the rest of our sauce with those extra ingredients. So all of those ingredients could go in whole as they are. Give them a good stir around. Smell in here today is just insane. They're just like the perfect combination of spices. 200 grams of couscous. I'm going to add that straight into the pan. Again, a good stir around. As you know from my old kitchen, I had a zip tap, being given one of the new ones from the Platinum range, which is the brushed gold, which is absolutely epic. I'm going to use that to add around 150 to 200 millilitres of boiling hot water straight in. Good stir around. Into there, we're going to stir in 1 beef cube or 1 beef stock cube. Stir that through. Now you can turn the heat off that and just leave the couscous to absorb some of those flavours. Finally, we're going to grab 1 lemon, and we're just going to squeeze that into it. Then last of all, we're going to grab a good handful of our coriander. This has all been washed. Just going to really nicely chop that up and just scatter that through. So for a quick check on our lamb. Right, you can just leave them to rest on the side just for a couple of minutes. Probably about 5 minutes while we get on with some blanched vegetables. We have got some long stem broccoli. We've got some asparagus. That is it. Now for the asparagus, I'm just going to slice them in half. And again, with our long stem broccoli, drag our knife straight down the centre. So we can transfer them straight into our glass bowl. And again, using our zip tap on boiling heat, we're just going to add some hot water. Just going to leave them for around 2 to 3 minutes just to cook through, and then we're going to start serving this one up. Vegetables. I'm just going to scatter these just around the outside. Lamb skewers just over the top. Now that is cooking in its tastiest but simplest form. How good does that look? You know, it's going to be packed full of flavour. So easy to do. Now if you do recreate this one, which hopefully you do, hashtag me as Haste Kitchen as always, and I'll see you next week. Cheers then, bye bye.